So this student has reported something has happened to her, right? So she comes to us and we have a legal team. It will first help her, take her through the process. So we make sure we go and report it. Then after reporting it, we make sure she gets medical counseling. Then after the medical counseling, we bring her back.
Welcome future leaders to Mtoto na Sheria show, where we make the law simple for all the children to understand. I'm your host, Blessed Barak Juma. Do you remember the last episode we had with a special guest from WOSWA, who gave us information about the WOSWA organization, with how they deal with girls? Today we are also having another special guest from WOSWA, who is now going to continue this conversation of the Girl Child Special Edition. Can you please introduce yourself to the viewers?
Hello everyone, my name is Shelmith Mora, a WOSWA representative, and today we are here to tell you more on what WOSWA works on.
Okay, so we, Madam Shelmith, our last episode we had a guest by the name Michelle, who was also telling us about WOSWA and gave us a brief detail about WOSWA. So at least now we are having a strong understanding on what WOSWA is and how they work. So because we were told that WOSWA is working with majorly girls and women, and maybe majorly in different ways and in different places, and Madam Michelle was under the law faculty, as she told us. So I believe you also come from that part of what?
Yes, I'm also a third year law student at the Faculty of Law, University of Nairobi.
Okay, so what are the WOSWA steps, legal steps, if a girl is treated unfairly, because you've told us that you're a representative?
Okay, for one, we take the girl aside. We make sure she's very comfortable with speaking to us. We make sure we earn her trust. Then we follow up on all the details on what happened. And in case if it's an insecurity that happened inside the school, we first report it. We help her report it to the school security. And if it's a sexual assault, we'll help her go to the police and report it. And after that, we'll make sure we take her to counseling and to seek medical care. Yes.
Because you've told us that there's a way you do it, do you think, do you have the steps, or those steps, do you have people working around them, or do you have initiatives about that? For example, maybe I come and report about a certain incident I've seen a girl going through. So do you have an initiative that deals only with reporting? Then we are having the counseling space, maybe court, or where they go to court, and the legal matters around that, and majorly about that. Or majorly, what are some of your organization's initiatives that work to help and support the girl child?
Okay, for one, WOSWA understands that in an organization we usually have a legal team. So in our part as the Parkland students, which we take law, we do understand that WOSWA should understand that we do have acts that are placed in sight. For an example is the Children's Act. This specific act is placed aside to tell children more about what happens and their rights inside the Constitution of Kenya, right? So we have in the Constitution of Kenya, we have the Article 27, which deals with equality, making sure that the female and the male are equal in the eyes of the law. We also have Article 28, where it speaks more about human dignity. And in all this, we also have the Sexual Offence Act for the 2006, Section 8, which talks about defilement. So in the WOSWA, we do have the categories. So this student has reported something has happened to her, right? So she comes to us and we have a legal team. It will first help her, take her through the process. So we make sure we go and report it. Then after reporting it, we make sure she gets medical counseling. Then after the medical counseling, we bring her back. We also have people who will help her counsel. We have a department for that. We sit her through the counseling so that we make sure that she is well mentally, psychologically, because all these things, whether it might be even sexual defilement or even sexual harassment or any form of harassment, it will obviously infringe in the psychological thinking of a person. So we want to make sure that this person is well. We follow up. Are you okay? Every single time. And we also keep it private because you don't want all this to go out. Yeah.
Okay, so there's a report that UNICEF gave that was in July, in July, about the conflict related areas to the girl child generally. So as WOSWA, what is your call out to the government within and beyond borders? Not generally in Kenya only, East Africa only, but generally Africa and beyond Africa, which is the other continents and generally the globe. So because you know UNICEF works it's globally. So according to the report as WOSWA, what is your call out?
So the UNICEF gave out a report, and the report was on how children, so some children are living in families or have been even driven out of families because or due to conflict. So as WOSWA, first of all, we like to tell the government inside or even other partners outside, we first prioritize on protection more than even the aid. You know, these people, they'll always giving you aid, the humanitarian aid, that we are giving you some funds, go do this and this. Let us first prioritize the protection part. For an example, let us strengthen the children protection mechanism. For example, the gender-based violence, the organization, right? We first strengthen this. We make these people go to the ground by using even the school organizations. For a good example is WOSWA. You do know that WOSWA works in the universities mostly. So when these governments and these big institutions approach the schools, what is going on? Let us first use WOSWA to get to know more inside because they are on the ground, right? And even the communities on the ground. So that is one. Number two, we also have the funding projects. If the government of Kenya and also the institutions outside get to fund these programs, the funding programs, especially in the education sector. You know, when a girl, mostly, you are experiencing this conflict at home and you have nowhere to run to, but you'll always be going to school. What about if the government now places the education sector as a priority? They make sure that this girl is well funded in school, so that even if she feels undermined at home, there's a lot going on at home, this girl will obviously run back to school, right? And in school, she will find these organizations, these communities around school. She'll now, because let's say that the government has not fully funded this education, this girl will not go to school because you're not going to be allowed. You have not paid fee. You have not been catered for, please go away. You know, but the girl has this priority. She will go to school, talk to these organizations, and they will definitely help her. Yeah.
Okay, so I've heard you mention majorly maybe the way the government can prevent this from happening before it happens.
Yes.
So prevention is better than cure.
Thank you.
Okay.
Yeah.
So Also, on our last episode, Madam Michelle was also informing us about how boys can be close supporters to the girl child when they are facing these issues. Can you please brief us on the bridge between boys and girls, according to WOSWA
Okay, so WOSWA is running an initiative where we are holding some programs. One of the programs is leadership inclusion, where we get to give the female and the male platforms in the leadership inclusion. For a good example is the University of Nairobi, where if you're forming a political group, you want to take it for it to vie, it's an inclusion of 7 members, right? And in these 7 members, you have to how should I say it? You have to balance the genders. If you're having 3 males, you're having 4 females. If you're having, so like there's that leadership inclusion. We also are doing mentorship, where we bring the boys and the girls. We tell them of their rights. We tell them when to say no. We tell them that you guys have this right. When a girl is in this situation, you have a right to say no. When a boy is also in this situation, you have a right to say no. So those are the few programs that we are running as WOSWA in the University of Nairobi. And we have seen it work, and it's working really good.
Okay.
Yeah.
So at least you have seen that the things that you do is actually working and bring an impact to the students, mostly in the university, because I understand that level from maybe the adolescent level to the youth level, that's where we are having a lot of these problems and issues, and majorly to the girls and the boys. So finally, Madam Shelmith, I think I'm right.
Yes.
So what is your organization going to tell, okay, on behalf of your organization of WOSWA, what are you going to tell the girl child who is watching this video around the globe?
For all the girl childs that are watching this video, you should know that WOSWA is an organization that is universal for any place that you are. You can also reach us in all our platforms. We are in any platforms, the Instagram, TikTok, and email to us. We quickly respond because we know that you as the girl child matters a lot. You should also know that your education is non-negotiable. You should also know that you are a girl, you are protected by the law, the constitution. We have acts that are set aside just for you. So do not be afraid. Don't let any situation pull you down. Yes, and we are here for you.
Okay, Madam Michelle, there's this final thing I would like to ask. So what if I am going, maybe a boy I know is going through maybe problems or challenges? Can't I report to WOSWA because WOSWA is only for the girl child?
Okay, it is in the name that, okay, WOSWA stands for Women Student Welfare Association, but you should know that we have these channels that we can reach to a point that we're going to help you. So even if a male gets to approach us, we will openly welcome him, and we will still guide and counsel him, because as you can see, not a lot of organizations are for the male, but for the female. As much as we have the women or the female name in the organization, we still welcome the other gender, and that is the male gender.
Okay.
Yes.
I know. I was also wondering, and I was like, where are we guys going to report? Yeah, so thank you also for giving us that information. I know those boys who are also watching this, I know you have, I know you're also so happy because I know you had this question in your mind. Is it just for WOSWA? Is it just for girls or generally? But you've seen that despite the name of women and girls being under their name, boys are also welcomed.
Yes.
So thank you very much for also taking part in supporting the boy child. So Madam Shelmith, thank you very much for being here, creating time to be here. We really appreciate and we welcome you to Mtoto na Sheria anytime soon.
Thank you.
Yeah, so thank you very much for watching Mtoto na Sheria. I've been your host, Blessed Barak Juma. Which other organization do you want us to speak with? Just send your feedback to the number on your screen. And also, we really appreciate it. So, Madam Shelmith, thank you very much. And to you, thank you very much. See you in our next episode. Bye.